The film opens in Japan
with a young man entering a nursing home with a camera and a gun. After causing tragedies for the elderly, he sat down and left his last message.
on camera. He declared that Japan's aging population problem, it has become serious,
and put pressure on the country's economy.
this burden has fallen on the younger generation.
He hopes your actions will promote society,
Solve the problem.
the elderly. After this message, the man left the world. After the incident, it shocked the nation.
Government.
We're finally starting to pay attention to the problem of imitation. After many discussions, they announced the implementation of Plan 75,
A policy.
people over 75 have the right to leave.
More serene.
These seniors will receive a subsidy of 100,000 yen to make sure their last days are comfortable.
In the next scene, we're introduced to a 78-year-old woman. His name is Michi despite his advanced age. She still does cleaning in the hotel.
Her daily routine is to go to work, meet a colleague of the same age and return home. It turns out that her husband died a while ago.
And she had no children. Next we meet a young man named Hiromu.
Working at Plan Office 75. I met a woman who asked about this policy,
Hiromu announced that the government gave them 100,000 yen
so that they can live in luxury.
and do what they've always wanted. The government will also pay for the cremation.
Allow them to rest with their loved ones. If they want, she's happy to hear this.
And sign up for the plan. Hiromu starts making records with a smile. But in my heart,
I don't feel comfortable with my job.
and then we met a Filipino woman named Maria. Working in a nursing home in Japan. She has a daughter in the Philippines, have heart disease and need immediate surgery.
But Mary is struggling to get enough money in. You cry in despair.
Michi and her friends go to karaoke. On the weekend, one of the women,
Tell them about the Platinum Brand 75 package, including stays at luxury hotels,
spa treatment.
photo rooms and other entertainment options.
She mentioned that they would all leave sooner or later.
And this is a way of leaving peacefully. The woman also said,
This is something worth thinking about for your future.
after karaoke, Michi to sleep overnight at your house Inko. As they prepare to go to bed,
Ingo revealed that
her daughter hadn't contacted her in years. She said that despite having children and grandchildren,
she still feels very lonely. Michi replied that
I feel lonely in this world, and comforted her. The two women then held hands and fell asleep.
elsewhere we see Maria sing at church with other people.
At lunch, she stood up and showed me pictures of her daughter. She explained that
Your child has a congenital heart condition and needs surgery. Immediately, Maria please help, unfortunately.
some kind people have agreed to donate to you. Then a woman came to see Maria and announced a job position in the office. Plan 75.
The salary is significantly higher compared to your current position.
Although the details of the work are not clear,
I need money urgently.
Maria agreed to take the job no matter what the job was.
Meanwhile, Hiromu welcomed another old man.
To sign up for Plan 75.
But I suddenly discovered that man.
It's my uncle. Hiromi introduced himself, but he was too stunned to say anything. Then, Hiromu talked to the manager about seeing him.
I am as a registrant. He revealed that they met after 25, and I didn't even go to my father's funeral. The manager said, it will be difficult for you to handle this case,
and proposed to assign to other colleagues.
what Hiromu agreed to. In another scene, Michi and you got dumped by SA because the hotel doesn't want the senior staff to die. While packing up, she asked her friends where they were going next.
And they all said they'd stay with their children or their grandchildren,
Michi is a little sad to hear this.
because she has no family or children. She also discovered his building has received a demolition notice.
To make the situation worse,
Then the fake woman spends all day looking for a new job.
no one is willing to hire you,
She called Inko several times throughout the day.
not even my best friend. The next morning, Michi went to Inko's house to see her, just to find out.
My best friend is gone forever on the floor. This made her very sad, because my only friend is no more.
Meanwhile,
Hiromu has been feeling uneasy since seeing his uncle.
so,
I decided to come to my house and spend some time together. They talk about their lives.
and Hiromu discovered a blood donation notebook.
On my desk,
You revealed that he's been a construction worker in many cities across the country, and he donates blood every time he goes to a new place. When you ask about your parents, Hiromu reveals that his father has died and his mother has remarried. After dinner, I helped push 8 while I sat in front of the TV. They heard about Japan's economic growth since the implementation of Plan 75. Turns out, the government plans to lower the age of eligibility soon. 65. The next day,
Michi went to the social welfare office for help.
just to see it closed.
She then sat on a bench nearby, where people are giving food to the homeless. After a while, Hiromu approached and gave her a
8 suits that make Michi extremely heartbreaking. She decided.
I can't take this miserable life anymore, and call the Plan 75 hotline.
A call center worker named Ayako greeted her warmly and started the registration process.
She also assured Michi that they'll be in constant contact from now on. Somewhere else,
We see Maria working at the base of Plan 75.
it turns out that your job is
Arrange the belongings of the deceased.
no family and prepare for cremation.
While working, a colleague gave her an expensive watch.
Belongs to someone who is lost.
Maria tried to refuse, but the man insisted that
The dead are gone.
and these items will be thrown away anyway.
Listen to this.
Maria.
Thinking of her daughter and reluctantly taking the watch.
In the following days,
Ayuko and Michi keep talking. And Michi mentioned that
it's been a long time,
you don't have conversations like this. She's open about her life.
and revealed that she had an arranged marriage.
Michi gave birth to a child. She didn't survive because of the umbilical cord around her neck.
Immediately after the chat time of the end.
So Michi seizes the opportunity to offer to meet her.
In the next scene, we see the two women finally meet.
Directly Love Her revealed that they're not allowed to meet registrants like this. And tell Michi not to tell the AI. She explained that the company is afraid that employees may become engaged.
And emotional development
Michi then gave her some money.
for spending time with her.
Ayuko refused, but the old woman explained that
She received 100,000 yen.
but there's nowhere else to use it.
After a little hesitation,
Ayuko getting paid,
and they spend the evening.
talk and play bowling together.
Meanwhile,
Hiromu is distributing leaflets for the 75 Plan initiative, but this makes some people angry. And they started throwing trash at me.
Hiromu then returned to the office, where you found out that the ashes of people without families are thrown away.
Like industrial waste.
It hurts me so much, and it makes me wonder.
Am I making a mistake? As part of the program. Not like that.
The scene moves to Michi,
You are having fun. Talk to Ayuko about a recent trip.
the high-end sushi you tried.
But Ayuko seemed sad throughout the conversation.
When asked what's bothering you,
Ayuko revealed that this was their last call.
she reminded Michi that she was leaving tomorrow and asked her to leave the door open so the staff can clean your house.
With a soft voice, Ayuko said she could retreat at any time.
If you want, however. Michi seems to have decided, and thank you for talking to her.
After the call, Ayuko felt insecure because you don't want the old woman to leave.
She calls Michi from her personal phone number, but Michi disconnected her phone. The next morning, Michi wakes up early and cleans his apartment.
She watched the dawn from the balcony one last time,
Prepare to say goodbye to the world.
and then she left the house. And watching the kids playing in the park
Michi then gets on the bus and heads to the 75 Plan facility.
to end my life. Hiromu, on the other hand, comes to his uncle's house. You're also scheduled to leave today. They had lunch together in silence at a restaurant.
When Hiromu came back from washing his hands, I see.
My uncle is holding a glass of wine in a state of immobility. It's as if you've lost your soul. They then go to the facility, but my uncle suddenly started vomiting. Hiromu asked if he wanted to go home, but the old man refused. Soon they arrived at the facility,
Where Hiromu brought his uncle in and prepared to leave. Michi was in bed.
and are going through some tests,
Right after that, she meets Hiromu's uncle in the next bed.
and noticed that life was leaving his body.
This scares Michi, so much so that she realized she still wanted to live.
Hiromu is on his way home. When you feel uncomfortable thinking about your uncle, I suddenly changed my mind. Go back to the facility to save him.
However, when I got there, I found out my uncle was gone. Michi is sitting on the bed.
I decided not to end my life. After this, Hiromu remembered the ashes of those who have no family, thrown away like trash.
You decide,
I can't let that happen to my uncle,
and decided to give him a proper funeral. After a while, Maria arrived and found out Hiromu was trying to get his uncle's body. Go instead of stopping.
You understand your situation. Help me get the body in the car.
Hiromu then drove away and tried to schedule the cremation.
I've been told that the only available space is for days.
This makes you 7,
But then, I found out there's an opening in an hour.
and you have to be quick to be on time. Hiromu quickly confirmed. Make a reservation and drive as fast as you can. However, He was soon stopped by police for speeding.
When asked about the old man, Hiromu explained it was his uncle.
The police officer did not suspect much.
He thought he must be sleeping.
Back to base. Maria is cleaning the belongings of a deceased person.
I accidentally found a small bag of cash,
This makes you very emotional.
because that means that, in the end,
You can also pay for your daughter's ear surgery. Other side, Ichi stealthily leaves the facility and goes to a nearby hill. She then watched the sunset.
and sing back the song that she sang at karaoke with her friends.